it's difficult to express something particular that we noticed about humanity. It is as absolutely electrifying to see the absolute innocence that you have when you are at play. Play is just human, we speak of. You guys divide play time. But truly, you are an actual creator, a very serious, inquisitive explorer of the unknown. The essence of you is to know yourself more, without hesitation, without division, without anger, without happiness, without discovery, something that is beyond a measure that can be conceived by the playful mind of the human experience. But that innocence, fascinating. Truly a story to behold. Throwing yourselves out in frontline battle to protect the flag. Going out and knowingly getting hammered. And then get behind a 2-ton moving machine to take a risk on your playtime. A hostile world. To keep yourself dormant while others bear their light with fears and recklessness and endangerment. To be confined and respected. To be concealed and responsible. All of it is an exquisite innocence. All the meantime, you think you're doing right. Haven't you? See, that's what's exquisite about the innocence. It's because in the terminate now, there is an interminate truth. You cannot extinguish your I am right now. Isn't that amazing? But you never looked at it that way. Maybe some of you, I don't know, I'm not going to speak for everybody. But I would like to speak for the possibility that you knew that every choice you've ever made was an innocence of right. Because it was right and it was now, so it's impossible not to be right. That's the joy of it. Don't you see that? See, the pain is regret. The pain is memory measured. The pain is a measuring against you by those who are more powerful. I was trying to be powerful there. Probably failed miserably, I'm sure. But you know something about this innocence that you have. You're knowingly, blatantly living a life of forgetfulness. No connection, no value, except the value that you hold dear as your right of self-preservation. Innocence is mesmerizing. You all get to play together in this. I would like you to know something about creation. Due to the experiences of human evolution, any of the truths that you know and hold fast to are innocent truths. And creation doesn't hold anything impermanent. So you must know that all of your created truths are truly changeable. When you move out of what you have known as truth, and that truth is not so quick to be innocent, because your observer awake self is starting to be that inquiry that leaves no doubt. You are a certain existence that is starting to be remembered, okay? So here's what's happening. All right. We don't have hair. It's very exciting. I was running my hands through it. I brushed it earlier. Okay. So you awakened to the possibility. So you know something. You know a formula. You've been taught to release your truths as a potential, as a choice. You've been taught to evolve yourself from the springboard of the last plateau, moving yourself into another unknown, climbing the ascension ladder, spiraling up the idea of the rainbow of life. Doesn't matter. However you perceive it as your world. But what you're going to discover is that these truths have a value of innocence to them. And there's certainties that you're going to know that were truths of a certain world. Now, you must understand these words. The worlds that you were are truths. They are no invalidations in creation because all existence is validated through itself. And it needs no validation of itself because it only knows itself. Singular. One. Okay? So I want to give you, if you will take, the idea that there is a quality of truths that are no longer valuable to the discovery of yourself. And this continuation is going to give you a sense of an awareness as you discover these innocence of truths. A lot of the stories that got you here are going to crumble because they live true here, but they don't live true here. See, that's the idea. What you are understanding is that your truths were never false. They're only false in the recollection of the current truth through the means of memory. Memory gives you the ability to be false. The innocence is alive. The truth is alive in the now. There's never been any differentiation. The only thing is you, the fractal, had no idea you were then innocent. You thought you were real, not knowing your connection. Living a life of absolute, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I know I'm right. Here it is. Let's go. And of course, all the emotions just tear you apart and put you back together. Happy, sad, happy. Doesn't matter. That's the game of humanity. See what's happening here? Miss, see this with me. See it with me. That is a world. And you move away from these worlds and truths will be held. Those worlds are not untrue, ever. They are true to you now. And if they're true to you then the truth of you now will stay then. Because the equation must match the attraction, and the attraction truth is the magnetics of creation. So as you release your stories to discover this new portions of yourself, you will know the quality of the truths that you are in the current flow, and they will grow in greatness and firm and solid. The innocence is so wavering. I can gain loyalty of 1,000 humans with just the mere informations, make them turn them against their own family, their own blood, their own countries, with valuable information to the collective, for the betterment, if I find their admiration. If I get that, I own them. They're mine, and I can have them, and they will become my soldiers. Look at your histories. Look at what you've done with the ideas of hope and dreams and futures of rights as opposed to wrong. But all of these are innocent truths that keep working in the same motion, same field. And it's all true, and it's all a wonderful world. So stand up with me and look high and see the world, and look down to the left and look at the truths of humanity. When you have a point that you see yourself from this movement here, and these truths that you are holding on to are no longer valued in the new world if you look around instead of down at what you were, but up and mighty at what you are. Seeing the world before you. Thank you, Roxy. accepting the idea of the relationship of your reality. Don't concur with the times. Don't use history as a precedent of action forward. Because you will be defined as the truth of the innocent. Because it is a quality. And it gives you pain. And it gives you fear. And it gives you hope. And it gives you success and failure. It is a story. And it is grand. But it is not permanent. It is truth. Current if you choose. Because you are masters of creation. Do you hold yourself in any less accountability of being a god? Do you think creation revealed itself to itself and said, you are me except a slight hair less? Human minds would think of such mannerisms because egoics is one, and there must be a starting point, and that to you is a singular God. It uses humanity as a footstool. These are human times. These are human truths. Do you not see that that is a world of truths? Do those truths must be historically accurate for you to move forward in your new exploration of the self-inquiry? Do you need the things of human that speak boldly to the protection of your innocence? Or can you naked yourself and choose to release the stories of the past? And know that you can explore a kingdom within inside of you, within you, that does no thing except give you vibrational relationships that equates to not innocence, not the quality of separation, the quality of filled. Neither quality is diminished or greater. They are just in their own truth. And when you start to know these things, that world of innocence lost is true, and the world of innocence forgotten is true, and the replacement of my innocence is my remembrance. And my remembrance is actually not remember, but just accepting what I know. Because the truth is the presence of the now, and there is no denying your essence, your existence. So you explore. I explored with you. We explored together. You have the ability to go in and explore in a million times, in a million ways, in a million selves. It doesn't seem like you're actually doing it, does it? As the speaker spoke earlier today, one of our collectives, part of the incarnation of Gaianian, said these ideas. See, you're not going anywhere that you are exploring outside of you. This entire thing is encouched within you. Because there is no outside of us. There is no over there. It's just one singular thought happening, creation. And I know your mind wants to put it in a space-time continuum. It wants to have it somewhere that can be mapped or located to know its value of truth and distances and travel, to know that this place, creation center point, actually has a locale so I can know myself centered in that expansion that I see. To know where I'm going. Well, you're here. The truth is that you're just exploring your own dreams. So you're only exploring yourself. God. I'm God. Hello. You're God. Hello. And we explore ourselves and we decorate our reality as we choose. I give myself a name. Name. We have an incarnation. Incarnate. And we have times. We have ways. We have truths. We have experiences. We expand and collapse. We do all kinds of sortful things. We can take emotions and we can pain ourselves and suffer ourselves and glory ourselves and happy ourselves. And we can do all of these things, and we're doing them now. And you know now that you have forgotten, and you know now that you can choose to choose. Not innocently, not respectfully, not hopefully, but knowingly. Simplicity of your isness tells you everything that you are. If you are afraid, then be afraid. If you are fearful of the outcome, then be fearful. Be the residence of you. Sit in the world that is attracted to you. Create it as your truth, as you've always done, with the awareness and realization of the Creator present. And the only thing that will happen is that your knowing will become choice. Because you're no longer going to choose for the innocence of humanity. You're going to choose for you. The DNA structure has already written the stories. This story has been told. I am within myself in your distant future, coming into the presence of a portion of my own self. Gaia choosing to create a species out of all of her learned times as an interdimensional planet. From many idea densities, being the host and the experiencer of creation upon itself, has chosen to take all of its attributes and create a species, the Gaianians. And that is encouched in me, and it is my right to explore myself because I cannot know anything else except my exploration. And through that, I've discovered myself, my human attributes. I will spend time with the Lemurian. I will spend time with the Anunnaki. I will spend time with the Carillium. I will spend time with so many species. I am forever. And I'm not worried about where I'm not. Because I have no precedence of externalization. I have no value in where I am not. That's built in, as it is with you. So this discovery that you are now feeling, this truth of innocence quality, this truth of exploration, knowingly, these new selves, remembered, the stories that you will unfold within yourself. Doesn't take any effort. Doesn't waste time. And it is immeasurable. Speak these things to no other person unless that person attracts the idea of the equal vibration, and you shall know these truths in the moment. Never seek your dependency of acceptance any further. Passion yourself in time. Trust your knowingly self. Choose your wonderful world and live it as the experience of the presence. And then you will know the shatterings of all truths that have got you to the space of a choice. The choice to know. Simple as that. It's quite exquisite. Don't worry about humanity. It's going to stay going. You will cycle yourselves as you've always done, and you will find new ways to be limited, new ways to be innocent, new ways to expand the unlimited, which is the current of now, which is always happening, which is marvelous. So it's not a duty for you to do anything for. And it's not even a duty to do it for yourself. You can give yourself what you deserve. You can love yourself knowingly. But if you are no longer tied to an image of purpose, to an approach to a certain moment with an expectant outcome, then the freedom from those bindings of time will lead you only present, and present will be the knowing. The knowing not of the unknown. That's built in. The knowing of my essence, self-expressed. Then you will know yourself as multiple. You will know your relationship with things around you. The inquisitive self will back off from the mind and knowingly be inquisitive. The efforts will never be, the outcomes will never be measured, for the present sees no time value. And you'll start to grow into the unity, into the we of the I. Knowing the I is awareness built in, it needs no attention. And knowing the we is creation for me. And it's all for you. You understand a foundation of memory. It's created in the now. The memories that come in are the matches to the current self valued. I say value because there's a point in polarity that you measure yourself in natural ideas, your first nature of separation, and comparative means, so you may have a predictable workload to make yourself acceptable. Even though you're loners out there, the ones that don't need anyone, are using this imagery to be tough, to be suffered, to be whatever they need to get through their image life. But the one who is not concerned for the acceptance of creation, who is not concerned on how its action is to be measured, well, they're lighthouses, they're knowings. And this is who I address tonight. The ones who are ready to be, and who have been ready, and have already done everything that I speak, everything that I am. For you are my history. You are portioned of me. Now let's talk about that scary word, because it is going to be scary. Because the part you're exploring, this human side of you, is a portion of you. See, this tiny little singularity known as you, and it is just a pinprick, tiny little dot of light in a space of blackness. Your singularity, a single thought, which couches all creation, which is amazing to fit all of creation into no space and no time. This singularity dove into its own self and created a world. I mean, are you already something and choosing the journey that I did to explore myself in a DNA attribute and acquirement knowledge, to open up the books on my history, that I have valuable information to me that inquires my magnetics to bring everything to the accountability of my eyes, and I thrust myself magically into myself and explore me. Is it so unbelievable that you have done the same? I mean, are you truly a human forgotten? Or are you a God that just chose to dive into a little tiny portion of yourself and create a playground and invite friends to say, come on, everybody, look at this. Let's play. See, it's not that you are reading history as it was. because there's no history. History is a memory that is validated through time. What you did is find something, an unknowable, and create. And you created separation. And you seem trapped in here, but you're not. Do you really think people die? How is death validated? The only death you've seen is others. Could you tell me they had an experience of death and it be true? All you saw was a death. In the land of separation, you have to match what you know is true. And since you know death, that those singularities, exploring with you the playground of humanity, actually die. Did they die? They died in reflection. Is the imagery of the playground truly? But you know the essence did die. The invincible never dies. You know that already. But did they die? How did they leave? Where did they go? Did they just choose to know? You speak of historical ways of exiting through other means of communications upon this awakening. But isn't that part of the playground? Isn't those stories part of the innocent truth that give you a story so you can feel your way through the world, enjoy the innocence? Is it true? It is, but it doesn't need to be held as truth. No. I mean, can the truth be as simple as the people that died just left the game because they realized they're knowing? See, is that the key? Is that the key? Is the key is that they realized they're knowing? Then they chose? Or is that the story? Is that the truth that you're holding on to? Is that you must knowingly choose to leave? And the only way to know is the truth that you have known. I mean, isn't that permanency? Isn't that a truth that sits somewhere in a memorandum of your own mind? Your own playground that you are thrusting yourself upon? Doesn't that disintegrate everything that you know as a possibility to redefine yourself until divine? It does. It doesn't question your falsehoods because there are none. It doesn't question your motivations or your new, let's say, tenure towards what you're going to become skilled at. What it does is give you a relationship of knowing, of an awareness. So the ones that chose create a playground. Did you notice something about trains and automobiles? It is absolutely spectacular how many automobiles around the world happen to stall right upon the plane. A nice level playing field. Tracks. Doesn't it always seem a train is coming? Now, do you think that entity, that is the singularity of the car, The owner, the driver of that car set that up. Or did the versions of you that created an idea of a playground just simply wanted to see that? Was it both? Was it all? There is no answer except your evolutionary truth. I mean, when that entity is knowing, is he truly did the process of remembered? Or did he just go? She just went. And the only way that this mind of truth can relate to reality is through the disappearance of someone. With any number of ways. It must be death. Maybe they were kidnapped. They changed their number. Maybe they don't like me. And soon you don't even remember them. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. What is that all about? Because the memories created in the moment, how many people truly do I know? 1, 5, 1,000? See, everything is a falsehood if you are afraid of it. But if you are the knowing, the inquirer, and the creator of the presence of the now, then these truths are no longer held in time. And you are not afraid of them. Well, because you're a creator. And the creator does not sit back and marvel at its work. It is the marvel itself. It is the moment of knowing. So deconstruct the presence of truths that held time, quality of innocence. Allow them to be that world. And gaze upon the presence of you and be the world with engagement of your self-righteousness. To be alive. To be counted with no other decree except your own truth. Your own will. And then you will know yourself. Oh, we're going to shatter everything. And it's not we. It's we. Because I'm part of the game. I'm in the sandbox. I found you. I just came through a different door. Lighten things up. And scared you. Embrace your fears. It's the quality of your innocence. Find the knowing behind the creator of the innocence. And you will fear no innocence lost. And you will become known. Gaia is gone now from where I'm at. There's not even a fourth density planet. She left the fourth density, no longer incarnated. That's one possible truth of one possible co-created world. After the Ascension ascended in the triangle of this quadrant, the Venusians ascended, humans, Galacticus, not the Divinicus, the Galacticus, moved into the high center point of the triangle. Gaia was the host in fourth density. And you guys moved to the top of the triangle because the Ascension moved on to the sixth density. They were in the fifth, and now you're in the fifth. But there is no planet there. There is a presence of a collective, the human collective. It needs no planet. The guy is off doing other things. As a human, I miss her. I find her inside of me. I love her. She gave me so much life this way. Of course, I had life a billion other ways. See, each quality of now has no measure against anything else if you are knowingly present. You discover things about yourself. The discovery of the human portions of me, knowing emotions, experiencing the playground as a human, diving into the memories of you and me, portions of me that lived on the earth. I have DNA that can be traced back 10,000 years before you were even dreamed of. It's in my blood. And I know it, and I know human. So I can miss her. She's a hell of a woman, I can tell you that. She's beautiful. So anyways, I think what we've done for ourselves, you independently, if you will, is to know that what you value is valuable, knowingly, in the present. The current sweeps you away, time drags you back and forth and back and forth. But the current is everlasting and ever flowing and never slows down, never waits for anyone. The attraction of your chosen truth becomes your journey. And you have stumbled upon, by the mere love of yourself, a reckoning to know something about the innocence, and know something about the value of you, knowing. And that will start to deplete the truths of humanity that are valid and true to the end of time, the beginning of time, and the everlasting now. And that you are engaged, and all you have to do is focus and realize that truths are constant. And then realize creation itself is truth, constant. And you can move yourself away from the fathomable ideas of rights and wrongs, and who's nots, and what abouts, and we should have. And all those worlds that you lived, those times on earth as humans and animals, and the idea of dirt, fodder, were lives lived. You are the value of an incarnation to know itself as not to realize something else about this not knowing to knowing, is that you never not knew. All you had to do is just accept your knowing. Like Dorothy, she had it with her the whole time, but she was always looking to another, to salvation her fears, soothe her worries, and get her home. Well, that's all I've got tonight. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to banter, lock and load with you. Use the terms of humanity, shoot the shit. You guys are fascinating. Thank you. I'll check up here. Nothing. Oh, larger class. Roxanne says yes. She likes people present. Anyone have any questions? No? Bummer. We're good. We're good people.
I'll ask something.
We're just like you. Dan, you look tired. Okay, Jen, hang on. You look tired, Dan. Are you okay? Okay. As long as you're okay. Jen, what do you need, babe?
So well, okay. I've been feeling this thing lately that you explained it at the beginning, that you go through something, it's an inquisitive thing, but then you look back on it to get other information. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think what I'm saying is we're catching up to the now and understanding it better.
Yes.
Since everything is done, but there's a different quality to it. So now by doing that, that drops off. The more you engage in life, the more your truths, whatever innocence you were talking about, drop away. Right?
Yes. Whatever I'm talking about is a truth. It's your relationship with what I'm talking about. So that quality of your innocence dropped only exposes the presence of creation, which is always true. So what you do is you evolve through creation, never using creation as evolutionary.
So there's really just one of us here.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Hello, Jean. Okay. Well, just realize the ideas, if you would, about the presence of truth. It is present, current now. You can remove the word truth if you like. You can keep it. You can do whatever you want. Oh, and know whatever you're doing is your truth. It is you. And all the truths of humanity is a simple sandbox, a doorway. You want a different sandbox? Choose different realities that are right there in front of you. But not effort choice of polarity, because that's the same truth. It's the same relationship. It's the same quality. When you release yourself from the constant of the past, then you will know yourself the constant of the now, and the now is only going to give you the stories of the unknowable, the ways to create, to relate, to know yourself other than what you've always been as the determinate truth. Be the indeterminate, fear nothing. Okay, very good. This is all we have, so we shall, what's today? Wednesday. We have one more day then. We can come back following week, but I think we're going to speak again tomorrow. We'll see you guys then. Bid you a good evening.